Okay, here we go. These are the notes for worksheet 3. I didn't provide this, but you guys can, pause it. For worksheet 3, the notes, you can pause it. You can copy the triangle here. It's going to ask you to find the measure of each side indicated. There's going to be one side, an unknown side here. And again, we cannot use Pythagorean theorem. It is a right triangle, but you cannot use Pythagorean theorem because you need two sides. Here you only have one side at an angle. We're going to have to use trigonometry. And we're going to use proportions. On the previous assignment, we learned how to set this up. So let's continue there. We're going to set it up. Well, we label the sides first. This would be the hypotenuse. This one would be the opposite. And honestly, those are the only two sides that are in play, the O and the H. The A is not part of the problem here. We're not trying to find this side. We don't need this side. We're only going to use the one that they're asking you for and the one that they're giving you. And now you ask yourself, well, which ratio has the O and the H? Well, let's see. I got So, I got Ka, and I got Toa. This is how you know which one you use. This is how you know which of the three you're going to have to use. It's the one that has an O and the H. That's this one. See, the last two letters, O and H. These other ones don't have the O and the H. Not for this problem. So we're not using this. So what does that mean? We're using the one with So. That's sine. Right? That means what? Sine of the angle is equal to O over H. Opposite over hypotenuse. And this is where we put the angle measure and then the parts here that are given in the triangle, right? That was in the previous assignment, so that'll be sine of 39 is equal to opposite x over 8. Okay. Now, here, this is actually a proportion. I mean, the other assignment, you kind of just stopped here, you set it up, but now we're just going to finish it off here. This is a proportion. It's a proportion. Remember, a proportion is when you have a fraction equal to another fraction. I can see the fraction over here. This one we're going to put sine of 39 degrees over 1 is equal to, right? When it's like a whole number, or if it doesn't look like a fraction, just put a 1 under it. Is equal to x over 8. Right, and how did we learn to solve a proportion? We cross multiply. Cross multiply. Right, cross multiply, which is, well, where's my other pen? Here it is. And I like to start with the one that has the what? The variable. That's going to be x times 1, or 1 times x equals, and then this times this. Sine of 39, which is just a number. It's a number, but like in decimal form, which this is where you're going to use your calculator, times 8. All right, we're almost done. What's 1 times x? X. There it is. I want to solve for x. Right? X is going to equal to whatever sine of 39 is. 39 degrees times 8. Well, that's where you use your calculator. That's where you got to use your calculator. Again, always check if you're in the correct mode. Do what is it? Sine of 30. Oops, this is the other one. This is the one where I put the 30 first in the sine. It should give you 1/2 sine of 30. Okay, so sine of 39 for this calculator, I have to put the 39 first and then the sine. That's going to give me like a 0.62932 or something like that. 0.62932. But honestly, just leave it like that, and then times what? Times 8. I got 5.03. And sometimes the worksheet will just say like 5, maybe it rounds up a little bit. It says round to the nearest tenth, so it'll stay at 5. But as long as you're right there in that area, you're fine. Okay. All right, let's go to number 2. Number 2, you know, pause it here. This is where you pause it. This is where you copy this problem right first. And then here we go. Ready? Okay, hopefully you paused it, you copied it. Okay. What do we do first? Label the sides. Remember, these only work for right triangles. That's my hypotenuse side, right? The diagonal side. There's the angle, so that makes that opposite. And again, we're going to use the O and the H, right? We're not using the A. We just did that over here. We use the O and the H. Well, that's sine, right? Only the 2 sides that are in play. There's one of them that's not going to be asking you anything, or you're not going to know. The one they're asking you and the one that they're given. Well, again, so is the one that has the O and the H. So I know I'm using sine. Right? So that's going to be sine of the angle, right? Kind of write the formula first, yes? Sine of the angle is equal to what? Opposite over hypotenuse. Then we put the information here. What is the angle? Well, 59 degrees. Sine of 59 is equal to x over, x is the opposite, and the hypotenuse is 11. All right, so there's the problem. But we're going to make it to look like a proportion, right? Make sure you set this up right. And then you're going to put a 1 under there like that to make it look like a fraction equal to a fraction, right? To make it look like a proportion. And let me just copy it over here so it won't get sloppy, because then it just gets too busy in one spot. Well, we know that to solve a proportion, we cross multiply. And I always look for the variable first, so there's the variable. That'll be 1 times x again is equal to what? The sine of 59 degrees times 11. Okay. Well, guess what? 1 times x is x. There it is. It's already solved for x. I don't need to solve for x. I just need to figure out what this is. What is sine of 59 times 11? Well, that's where the calculator is going to do the rest of the work for you, right? We're going to put sine. I got the other calculator. Sine of 59. Now, don't make sure you hit enter. Get this value first. Oops, did I hit enter? Yes, I did. Sine of 59 is this 0.8571, and once that value is there, then put times 11. Okay? I got 9.42. And there it is. There's number 2. Okay. Okay, going on to the next one, number 3. All right. Oh, wait, I already have it here. Number 3, here's where you copy this, where you pause it, label everything correctly. Okay, hopefully you copied the problem, right? You can pause it, you can rewind it here on the video. Okay, so label the sides. Now I'm going to use, this is the hypotenuse. Oh, look at the hypotenuse is the one that's not in play. So it's going to be the opposite. And that means it's the opposite and the adjacent. These are the 2 sides in play. The one that I'm trying to find and the one that I know for. So how do I know which trig function to use? Well, you write them down, right? It's either going to be sine, cosine, or tangent. So, ka, toa. Look at the last 2 letters. Which one has the O and the A? Not that one. Well, not that one. Which one has the O and the A? Here it is. Bingo. That's how you know which function to use. Sine, cosine, or tangent. So guess what? Tangent is the winner. We're going to use tangent of the angle is equal to O over A, right? That's what this means. That's what this TOA means. Tangent of the angle is equal to O over A. And now we put the information here. Okay, so the angle is what? We're going to get tangent of 41.1 degrees. Tangent of 41.1 degrees, that's the angle, is equal to O, that's X, over, oops, O over A. A is 3. And here's this setup, right? We learned to do this in the previous assignment. Well, now we're taking this and we're actually solving it. That's what's happening today. We're actually solving this. And we're recognizing the fact that this is a proportion now. And we did that in the first. We learned that in the worksheet 1. How to solve proportions. Worksheet 2, we learned how to set these up. Now we're solving this. Let me copy this over here. Tangent. What is it? X over 3? That. Okay, well, okay, so how do we continue and finish this off? Well, remember, just put a 1 under this so you can see a proportion. A fraction equal to another fraction. How do we solve this? How do we solve this? I got tangent of 41.1 degrees over 1 is equal to X over 3. We cross multiply, right? And I start with this diagonal parts that have the variable, wherever the variable is. Well, today's assignment's going to be kind of like this. This X will be alone, but it won't be this easy after for the next assignment. But for today, you should be fine. 1 times X is just, well, 1 times X. I know that's X. Equals. And then now multiply the other two parts. Tangent of 41.1 times 3. All right. Okay, so we finished this by what? Well, the rest is calculator work. You just got to multiply tangent of 41.1 times 3. Well, that's where you get your calculator. Let's see. I'm going to go tangent 41.1 and hit equals, okay? Hit the equal sign to get that value first. And then do times what? Well, in this case, times 3. And there's your answer, 2.61. Just make it look like money. I know it says round off to the nearest tenth, but make it look like, you know, like $2.61, right? Just leave it like two numbers after the decimal point. The worksheet just says 2.6, but you know, they round it up a little bit. It's fine. Okay. There you go. I'll do another video with the other 3, but it's gonna be the same thing. All right, good luck. Easy assignment.